When you criticize somebody, it gives the team, the city, the administration an opportunity to rally behind him. And there's a ton of people, specifically, I would imagine, in Green Bay that are willing to stand up behind a guy who stands by his principles, and that's Aaron Rodgers.
Pretty incredible ending for the NFL. 3 overtime games with playoff implications. Ends with an incredible Chargers-Raiders game. I leave this NFL regular season convinced there is no best team in the NFL. I don't even know if there's the best 2 teams in the NFL. There's no Alabama and Georgia. I think we're going to see the wildest, most unpredictable playoff, perhaps NFL playoff ever. I just don't see a best team. Do you think there is a team that's slightly better than the rest?
Yes. First of all, I hope you're right, because unpredictability makes for the best television. And so I hope it's the wild, wild west and we see some craziness ensue. I don't know if they're the best team. They probably are. According to Vegas, they are the best team. But I have conviction as to which team is going to win the Super Bowl, and I think that's the Green Bay Packers. That's for 3 reasons. The first reason is the road to the Super Bowl in the NFC goes through Green Bay. Look at the other teams that that are in the playoffs in the NFC. The Cowboys, the LA Rams, the Cardinals, the Bucks, the 49ers, and then Philadelphia, which is a 7th seed. If they miraculously get there, they'll be used to playing in the cold weather. Everybody else is either in a dome or in 80-degree winter heat. So it's pretty difficult to go through Green Bay. We're all aware of this. Green Bay, obviously, over the years, they get used to playing in their snow. I think if you're a Green Bay fan, you're hoping for a blizzard. And because Tom Brady's about the only guy who plays down in Tampa Bay that's used to playing in that type of weather. That's number one. The second thing is what I see where they are as a team is what I saw last year with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're getting healthy at exactly the right moment. Their left tackle, David Bakhtiari, is back. He left the game yesterday with fatigue, but he's back. He's perhaps the best left tackle in the game, and if not, he's certainly a top 3. Josh Myers, their rookie center, came off knee surgery. He's back. Randall Cobb will be back for the playoffs. Jair Alexander, one of the best corners in the league, he will be back. They have a list of guys getting healthy at the right time. The last thing is this. I think we talked about this with Lamar Jackson, you and I did several weeks ago now. One of the reasons Lamar Jackson perhaps is not growing as a quarterback is because we have not gifted him with some criticism. There is not a team that's been more criticized this year than the Green Bay Packers, specifically because of their quarterback that is a criticized magnet. Aaron Rodgers, look at his resume. Okay, he's a junior college guy. Doubted, criticized. He was just a guy, I think, as a sophomore in high school. He was still 5'6". Reasons he didn't get recruited, but had to go to junior college. Performed well enough at Cal to be a first-round pick, but still was the 24th pick. He dropped way further than everybody thought he would. Alex Smith, the first pick in that draft. There were 2 Auburn running backs who were picked before him in that draft. That ought to tell you how far he fell there. And so he then gets to the NFL and has to sit on the bench behind a Hall of Famer. Everybody loves Brett Favre. I'm the biggest Brett Favre fan there is. But he has to sit down. 3 years later, he wins a Super Bowl. He was doubted and criticized. He was just a guy. 3 years later, wins a Super Bowl. Since that time, he's won 3 MVPs, probably in line for his 4th this year. And he's still getting crushed, not because of what he's done on the field, but because he will not take an experimental drug. So if there was a time, the Green Bay Packers, if you go look at their offseason this year, you'd say, okay, there's a guy who may not be there. It was March before they got a contract done. They were going to get stuff figured out. If there's one thing that could have brought this team together more, you're going to have to tell me what it is. Because when you criticize somebody, it gives the team, the city, the administration an opportunity to rally behind him. And there's a ton of people, specifically, I would imagine, in Green Bay that are willing to stand up behind a guy who stands by his principles, and that's Aaron Rodgers. I think Green Bay is going to run to a Super Bowl this year, and I've never been more convinced of anything in my life.